Welcome to my Traveller's Guide, Brussels. So yeah, Brussels was the first part of my mum and I's trip and we really liked it. The hotel we was in was pretty good and we got to do quite a lot of touristy things. We went to some museums and we ate loads of good food, and I may have gone a bit crazy on chocolate, no regrets. But let me talk to you a little about accommodation first and then I'll move on to all the other things that we did. So accommodation wise, we stayed in Hotel Bellevue. It was about a 20-25 minute walk from Grand Place, which I defined as city centre. You may disagree. And it was actually a really good hotel. The main thing I was looking for was the bathroom setup, because that would have been the biggest problem for me. But the bathroom was actually good. Like, it was an actual decent sized wet room, which you don't get in many hotels. You either have a wet room which is very tiny, or they say it's a wet room and it's actually a bath with a shower head in it, which is a bit like no. So yeah, the room was actually really good. It had decent sized lifts, the corridors were a good size. The only thing that was a problem, well, I say problem, a slight letdown, was that the room was a little bit tight. My chair is quite big, which is annoying because then everything just feels massively small. That was an oxymoron. My chair is quite big, so it felt quite small in the room. I couldn't quite maneuver easily. But besides a slightly small room, that was it. The hotel was pretty much perfect after that. So I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Which I know you're thinking, Mary, 3 stars? The room was completely fine. Some things happened in my trip ahead and I realised what 5-star hotel should be. So I give it 3 stars. Just trust me on that one. In terms of getting around the city and how accessible the city is, Brussels, I'm not gonna lie, Brussels, you really didn't help yourself on that front. Like, it's almost as if we don't like wheelchairs. Like, I don't know, Brussels, like, what's going on? There's not really any accommodation for wheelchair users. You see, in the area that we were in, where the hotel was, there was like major roadworks. I mean major roadworks going on, which would have been fine if they hadn't taken away all the footpaths and put new ones in, but they didn't put any sort of ramps or like cement ramps or any sort of depressed curbs that I could get onto the footpaths with. That was the first problem, because it meant that I couldn't actually reach the platforms for the trams or the bus stops because they were in the middle of the road and people like dangerously crossing, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. I'm not gonna die just to get a tram. And then after we managed to get a tram, which meant we had to walk 40 minutes up a hill just to get a tram stop we could actually reach, one tram came, saw me, was like, okay, closed its doors, then drove off. Second tram came, okay, did the exact same thing again. First time a third tram came, we were like, we're not having it. I went to the door and I was like, dude, man, do you understand? Do the ramp, wheelchair, tram, travel. He was like, oh. And he actually tried to get the ramp out, but it turned out the ramps weren't working. Thank you, Brussels. Even in areas where there weren't actually any roadworks, there were no depressed curbs for me to cross minor roads. Like major roads had zebra crossings, fine. Even if some of the zebra crossings had a depressed curb on one side and then like a 3-inch curb on the other, which in my mind made no sense. But then there were like minor crossings where it was a bit like, okay, I see what I should be crossing, but there's like a 3 to 5-inch curb either side. So how am I meant to get from one side of the road to the other? Please tell me, Brussels City Council, please explain this to me. Like, did we suddenly forget that wheelchairs exist or something? Or do wheelchairs just not live in Brussels? Is that a thing? Is it like you go to Brussels but they don't let you in when you have a wheelchair because they're a bit like, no, it's not for us? Or like... But at one point, and I'm so angry I didn't get a video of it, is that I had to actually walk with the cars zooming past me. I was like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die in Brussels. It's not happening to me today. Fine, the city council can mess up. It happens. It's bad. Like, it's bad, Brussels. It's really bad. But at least the drivers were considerate, you know? And they weren't like parking in front of the only curbs that I could...
Fatality.
So Brussels, you're getting 2 out of 5 stars for city accessibility. And those 2 stars are being generous. Moving on. So the accessibility of the city did kind of hinder what I could and could not do. mainly because I was trying to get to Parliamentarium, Atomium and Mini Europe, and they were all slightly north of where my hotel was. But we managed to get to the Museum Margaret and the whole like royal palace of museums, like all the art museums basically in one place. And we went to the musical instrument museum, which wasn't far from it, literally next to it. And that's really fun actually. Like those are completely accessible. Like once you get there, it's great. We went to Grand Place, which is like the town hall area, and it was really historical. Of course, there were cobbles. Cobbles. There was this actually gallery place, not as an art gallery, but like a row of shops and patisseries and like jewellery shops. And it was actually quite nice because I got some hot chocolate, a spied on a man doing his work. I mean, we did what we could, which was in the area that we were, and it was fine. Do I wish I could have gone and seen Mini Europe and Atomium? Sure, but am I gonna be bitter about it? No! At least not today. But overall, it was actually a really good trip. I would give attractions wise 4 out of 5 stars because I only experienced one problem here.
She said, they both said that it's only where they are that is level, that every other place is upstairs. That you have to is climbing the staircase and there's no lift.
But besides that, every place I could actually get to was fine for me to get into. So 4 out of 5 stars Brussels, which means overall Brussels gets 3 out of 5 stars. It actually was a really good trip and I actually would go back. I'll probably pick a hotel that was closer to Grand Place because that area seemed a lot easier to maneuver because they actually put flat crossings and it wasn't loads of curbs. It seems like the city centre was more built up and it was more accommodative of wheelchairs. But that's just my experience because I remember reading something somewhere about someone telling me they were in Brussels and they couldn't get around either. So comment down below and let me know because I only went to a certain part of Brussels. If you've been there before and seen different areas or have any experiences, let me know. How did you get around? What did you enjoy? What didn't you like? I want this to be like a database of knowledge and ideas of different countries. But thanks for watching guys, and I hope you found the video helpful. Give it a thumbs up, and until next time, bye bye. But right, I can do this. I can YouTube effectively.